Good morning. This morning we're gonna do something a little different. Instead of something nice and sweet and yummy and delicious, we're gonna make, this is also gonna be yummy and delicious, but it's not gonna be as sweet. We're gonna make some pickled vegetables. So I know that probably doesn't sound the most appealing to most kids, but I've always had good success forcing vegetables on my kids using pickles. So, and I know with the CSA boxes or the veggie boxes that are offered on Island right now, I'm getting a lot of radishes, which is fine, but radishes get old and they're kind of spicy, and so this is a good way to use them up and actually take some of that uncomfortable spice out of them, but keeps them crisp and refreshing. So it's just going to be a very simple recipe. You can use almost any vegetable, but kid-friendly vegetables or veggies that I know my kids like are radishes, and our radishes here are quite beautiful. You don't find radishes like this everywhere. This is another variation of a radish. It looks almost like a beet, but that's a radish. Cucumbers, carrots, also asparagus works really well too. And the brine is very simple. It's a vinegar and water, so it depends how tangy you want it. If you want it super vinegary, you just use a cup of vinegar or 2 cups, depending on the jar you're going to use. We're going to use this size container. You can use apple cider vinegar, and that's what I'm using, and I'm using that today because I don't have any white vinegar left. So our brine, which is the liquid, is going to be a different color. You also use a little bit of salt and a little bit of sugar. So I've already made my brine. So it was 1 cup of apple cider vinegar, a tablespoon of sugar, and 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And what you do is you pour that all together and you bring it to a boil just until the sugar and the salt is absorbed, and it only takes about a minute. Then you can just let it cool. And next what you do is you load this up. I already put dill in here because I really like the flavor of dill, but then you basically just line it with your vegetables. So I cut up some cucumbers, and this is a really easy way for you guys to increase your vegetable intake in a day. And I know that sounds weird, and you have, why would you care about that as a kid? But vegetables are so important for your health, and as you get older and things start working a little slower in your body and you start to get a little sore, vegetables are going to be that thing that actually helps you feel better, have more energy, look younger, heal more, probably have less depression, feel less sad. There's all kinds of really great things. Another good thing is in these jars, even though this is a quick pickling method, when you're doing fermentation or pickling, a lot of times the beneficial or good bacteria that Mrs. Kuzma's been talking about, bacteria that help us grow and help our insides digest food and keep us healthy, they're kind of like inside our body, they're like another layer of skin. So as the more probiotics and healthy bacteria you have in your body, the theory is you're able to fight off foreign intruders or bacteria from the outside or viruses or fungi a lot better. So the more you eat foods like this or probiotic foods like kimchi or sauerkraut, the healthier your guts will be. And I like saying that because it sounds like I'm saying something bad, the healthier your guts are going to be, but that's quite honestly the truth. So this is what my jar looks like, and isn't that beautiful? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the brine over it. This sometimes can be a little messy. My mom gave me these funnels 5 years, maybe 10 years ago now, maybe 15. Yeah, it's been 15 years at least. And they're the best thing my mom has ever given me. So you just pour this on like this. And see, it's hard to pour brine from a thing, but I'll show you how full it gets. So you fill it all the way to the top. And this is a quick pickling method. So this isn't kind of what you'd see in your grandparents or your parents' home who do actual canning, it's called, or jarring. That's a little bit more labor intensive, but this is a quick and easy way to do some pickling. And you just pop the cover on, and that's what it looks like. And I'm going to pop this in the fridge, and tomorrow we can start eating it, and you can leave it in the fridge as long as you want. The longer you leave it, there will be some bacteria that will start to develop, especially if you leave the skins on your vegetables. So you always wash your vegetables, but if you leave the skins on, there's bacteria that comes out of the vegetables out of the soil. And those bacteria oftentimes are good for you. So you make sure you wash your veggies, but leave the skin on. And then cut them up, put them in here. And tomorrow, these will still be crispy. They'll be vinegary and tangy and full of dill, and they'll be delicious. And I'll just every day pop for lunch and supper a few of these on my kids' plate and make them eat it. And maybe in 20 years' time, they'll thank me. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and hopefully you guys can make a colorful, pickly, fermented dish for yourself too. Have a great day.